Hi Virgo, welcome to Tifa's Tarot, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. And today we're going to go ahead and take a look at your 2024 yearly predictions, okay? According to me, remember this is for entertainment purposes only. But I have meditated on your energy, and this is strictly an intuitive message, okay? Or messages. So we're going to be looking at what your yearly forecast is going to look like. We're going to discuss it from January through December of 2024. I've already pulled out the cards, and they are coming from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, okay? So this particular oracle basically hones in on an intuitive level about it different planetary energies, right? And what their characteristics are, right? Based on its zodiac placement, okay? So I've already done that. And so to personalize it and just give it a little bit more texture, we are going to pull some tarot as well. For each card, we'll pull 2 or 3 cards for it, and we're just going to use the general Rider-Waite-Smith tarot for that, okay? So, my dear Virgos, if it is in your sun, your moon, or your rising, then it is my sincerest intention that this reading can resonate with you in some capacity and that you are just able to listen and hear these messages and apply them to your life as you wish, and always, always, always for your highest good, okay? Please do comment, like, and subscribe. I would really, really appreciate that, especially if you've been here more than one time and you are viewing this again. Please go ahead and hit me up with that subscription, all right? Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's look first at your January. So January of 2024, I predicted that you will be in this Mars and Sagittarius energy, okay? So the theme of this card is called domination. So essentially what Mars is about how you assert yourself, and is a very active energy, right? It's how do you go about getting things done, or when you have a goal or an objective, how do you get to your end result, right? What are the methods that you utilize in order to get to where you want to go? So when we're talking about Sagittarius and Mars, it's a fire sign, so it's very action oriented, but it could be, it could look like you having this tendency at this time to be very kind of aggressive, maybe even belittling in some point, because Sagittarian energy is known as being very blunt as well. So you could be like belittling people, or really like overarchingly putting your belief systems onto other people in some way, right? You're importing it onto other people. So when you get this kind of energy, it's a reminder to kind of like scale back and kind of look at the big picture of things, okay? You could just be too focused on a minute detail of something, and you need to be thinking about like what is in the broader scheme of things, what is really important, okay? So let's see, tarot wise, let's clarify that, okay? Who are you bossing around? Who are you dominating in January? This could also be happening to you as well, where you could have someone who is coming into your life that is really trying to force you to go in a certain direction and just asserting their will on you in some unwelcomed way. So it doesn't have to be you. Could be you responding to those circumstances in your life as well, okay? All right. So you've got the Ten of Cups, all right? So this could be like family. When I see the Ten of Cups, it reminds me of someone that you have unconditional love with. Could be family, could be your lover, someone you've made a home with, okay? So there could be some strife in that, where you're just trying, like there's someone in your family that you're trying to get to, that you just want them to see the light in some degree, okay? Could also be a marriage, right? Because you've got the Justice card that's in the reverse position. So it could be things are not really balanced. They're not really fair. There's a lack of harmony in this. And it could be because there's a party here that's just asserting like just a little bit too much will, like not allowing the other person to just be who they want to be, okay? And I could definitely see this being very active in a relationship, especially if you are in a marriage, okay? So careful of that energy. I do see that. I see the love being there, but I see that there's a little bit of extra like unnecessary push that's happening in January from, I'm thinking it's your side. So when we move on to February, you get the placement of Saturn in Pisces, which can indicate a loss of some sort, okay? But it's like you need to think carefully in this loss situation. It doesn't have to be something that you lose, but it could also be some like you getting involved and dealing with the loss of a loss that someone else has undergone, okay? Um, this could talk about hospitals. This could also talk about the occult, okay? But it's in the sign of Saturn. And when we talk about Saturn, we talk about the ways in which we are restricted or how we experience limitations in our life, okay? So I see in February there is something significant about a loss of some sort that comes about that kind of that kind of stops you or limits you in some way from moving to something. But let's go ahead and clarify that. Let's clarify this loss. Could be a loss of somebody cheating. Okay, that could be definitely something that is exposed. You get the Seven of Swords here, which is very sneaky, deceptive energy that's here. And as a result of that, there could be a loss that's experienced from that. Let's see more. This is a partnership for sure. Somebody is cheating. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's your person. But something, there's a loss that is experienced in some significant way in regards to a partnership where there has been a lot of deceptive energy, okay? And I see that being very prominent in the month of February. So, like I said, if you're not even in a relationship, this could be something that's prominent that you hear about, right? This is just the theme of it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you are directly involved in any way, even though you could be, but it's coming out as like, this is heavy in your energy. This is a theme. This is something that's going to be happening. You're going to hear about it. You're going to be involved in it in some way, capacity, okay? For that month of February. Let's go ahead and look at your March. So March is coming around. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, it's like the end of winter. Spring is ushering in, right? And here you've got the Sun in Pisces energy, okay? So when we talk about, Sun energy, the Sun energy is like the light. It's like what you are showing, right? The Sun is the provider of light, shows us what's happening. So with that Sun in Pisces, it could be the name of, or the title of this card is called Vision. So you could really be embracing some very interesting topics, maybe to do with like psychic development or astrology, but it's vision. So there's something that happens in this month where there is some type of foreshadowing to future, to like what future possibilities are, okay? That you're honing in on, and it could require a sacrifice of some sort that it's becoming apparent to you, because Pisces sign is also known to have like that sacrificial energy as well. But one thing to be careful of when you are in this energy is to be careful of a tendency to use escapist methods, right? Where you could be abusing drugs or alcohol to kind of like get out of a certain reality. So there could be a tendency for that as well. Let's go ahead and just clarify this vision here for March. Let's clarify this vision for March. Okay. You could be spending some time alone or just like being content in your own company with this Nine of Cups, right? Which is joy. But this is joy, not really needing anyone else to make you happy in some way, okay? You got the Two of Wands, but it's in the reverse position. So there could also be, you could be like making plans, but the plans aren't really going as your focus is on like mental health and like really getting yourself, I feel like, together, like in an emotional level. And so you could be a little bit stagnant in terms of like planning what's next. You're not really in a planning mode. You're in a more of how can I make myself happy every day mode, or how can I be emotionally content it's going to be where you are at this time. And vision could also indicate, because you got that Two of Wands in the reverse, it's just a time for you to be. It's not a time for you to plan things. It's just a time for you to kind of be still in your energy and to kind of like use your intuition, use those moments with yourself to get yourself in a more positive mental level so that in the future you can plan, okay? So that is the prediction for March. So we're in spring, okay? And you've got exciting things happening because in the month of April, your dominant energy is this Mercury in Gemini, okay? Mercury loves Gemini. It rules Gemini, I do believe. And Mercury energy is the ways in which we communicate. It's our communication factor. It's like communication that we are projecting and also communication that's being received by us. It's a theme of that communication. What does it look like? So when it's in Gemini, it's very active, okay? It could be lots of communications. You're texting with a million people. You're socializing there. That's like the highlight of that, right? Is that you have a lot of like wit, a lot of mental fortitude to be out here. Your mind is very busy with a lot of ideas and maybe with a lot of conversations, okay? But you could also, Gemini also, with this, because you're are so excited about some of these conversations that you're getting involved in, there could be like this tendency where you become very uncertain about certain decisions that you want to make because there's just so many options, or you're just like forgetting things, right? So being careful of that you don't let excitement kind of stop you from experiencing, like take advantage of that active mind, right? By organizing it a little bit better. Let's clarify that though. Let's clarify this Mercury in Gemini for Virgo. Let's clarify this Mercury in Gemini for Virgo. Ooh, something about a heartbreak here. Third party stuff, heartbreaks, grief, processing that. Okay, and then you got the moon here. It's Pisces energy, Cancer energy also, but I'd say things being kind of hidden, like your subconscious. It's like one of two things. Is like things either being hidden or you being too afraid, because there is something here to do with heartbreak where you just feel safer to kind of stay in your cocoon, okay? So it's exciting. Like maybe you want to, like for example, if something happened to you early in the year and you had a breakup and now you want to like get back out there, but that heartbreak from recently is still really like affecting you, and it's like you feel safer from here. You feel safer just like texting. Like you don't want to pick up the phone and call. You don't want to meet people in person, but you're active to be out there and see other opportunities. So you could just be texting people. You could be on dating apps, right? So you could be in situations like that where you have a plethora of people to communicate to, but you also, the moon really indicates that you just really kind of want to like stay safe, right? Like this crayfish, you're just like, oh, I don't know what's out there. I'm better to just like stay in my little cocoon over here, okay? So there could be trends and issues around that in the month of April, okay? That's Mercury and Gemini. So we're chugging along. It's spring. Moving to the next month, we're going to get to May. Now, May, we're mid-deep in springtime, and you've got this Venus in Gemini, okay? So Venus in Gemini, the word for this is flattery, okay? So what this could look like is you're getting some play, getting it, okay? You could be seen as being very charismatic at this time, very smooth. You're a smooth talker, smooth operator. This could even have to do with like player energy, okay? So this could be something that you are projecting out there because, like I said, you were busy last month with all of this communication, right? That but your heart couldn't really take it. You had to stay where you were. But I feel like in May, you explode in that because that Venus is all about our partnerships. That's the relationships that we want to have with other people, okay? This is our friends, our lovers, or potential lovers even, okay? It could also, but Venus is also associated with our jobs, the way that we work, our tangible worlds, our homes, right? where we are in the comfort of our homes as well. It could refer to that. But when it's that Venus part of it, where it talks about flattery, I feel like there is a big player energy here too, right? Where you could be talking, there could be a couple of, Venus is a little tricky too. Got two people here. So you could be like talking to multiple people at the same time, or somebody's doing that to you. There's just this element of just like flirty, fun energy that's like you're gassing, like somebody's gassing you up, or you gassing somebody else up, or other people up, okay? Let's clarify that though. This Venus in Gemini. Show me this Venus in Gemini for Virgo. Show me this Venus in Gemini for Virgo. Like I said, smooth operator. You got the King of Cups here, which is very deep capacity for either showing people a very open heart, being able to just love, okay? But it's like mature love too. It's like having that capacity to really, okay, hold up. I don't know what just happened there. Okay. And the Four of Swords. So I feel in May, you still are kind of laying low, because that Four of Swords is like rest, is contemplation. It's not putting yourself out there too much, right? It's just like, yeah, I'm just going to sit here. But you're using other methods to really be flattering in some way, okay? You have a very like open heart chakra at this time, where you're very like emotionally attractive to people as well. But you are still in that Four of Swords, where you're still like, okay, I might tiptoe into it, but overall you're resting yourself, right? You're resting yourself mentally, okay? So June. So now we're approaching summertime, okay? And let's see, we've got a couple little things here in June. So June, you've got some luck coming in, some big time luck, right? Because you've got this Jupiter and Aries energy, okay? So when we talk about Jupiter, Jupiter is expansive. It highlights the things that are bigger and grander. It's like our fortune, our success, our luck, right? There's also sometimes too much, right? It could be in excess of something as well. So when it's in that Aries sign, Aries is very bold, but it's like success through your action of being bold. This could promise business, like being really great with business. The message here is enterprise, right? So it's being very confident, being very assertive. It's better to be active, to act on your thoughts at this time. You'll have a lot of success with that. Enacting these ideas will also bring some type of longevity, some long-term success as well, okay? There's something very enterprising and expansive about your ability to act on something, okay? Let's see what this is, though. This Jupiter and Aries, clarify. Yeah. You really have to just kind of stand your ground with that Seven of Wands. It's like stand on it. Don't be wishy-washy at this time. Have confidence in the ideas that you have and what you're putting forth. If you've just got to stand on it. Even if you feel like nobody else is in your corner, it's going to require you to really have that fortitude to like know to have your own back at this time. Okay. More, okay, yeah, Page of Swords, absolutely. This is very busy. This is active energy that has to do with researching things, or having a lot of clarity and bringing having a lot of great ideas and bringing them forth. Okay, so I see you in June with some really great. You've got like a lot of Gemini energy here, where it's like a lot of great mental fortitude that comes around in June, where you're very like you believe in yourself, you stand on it, and you get a lot of success from these ideas, but you've got to act on it, right? Because that Jupiter in Aries can only really be activated if you if you gotta press the button, you gotta do the things, whatever is on your mind at this time, whatever you're researching to do, you've just got to do it, and it's gonna work if you do it. But the part of it is really like playing into that that Aries energy and being very active in that regards. Okay, so now we are dead up in the summertime, right? It's midsummer, and we get to July. Now, July, your energy here is the dominant energy you'll have is the moon in Cancer. All right. The moon loves to be in Cancer. Moon is at home at Cancer. Okay. So, and the title of this card is called Friendships. Okay. So what could be highlighted is exactly that. Some of your friendships. It's like needing to be present, having to show up for people that you love, your friends in your life. Okay. There could be an emphasis on that. There could perhaps be celebrations regarding friends where you're going to be meeting distant relatives or friends of some sort. Your family could also be highlighted at this time. But it's a very deep, nurturing energy right here, right? With that moon in Cancer, is very nurturing and wants to be at home. It wants to be around the people. It's getting most of its frequency, its vibration from the people that they love being around them. Okay, so you will be definitely in that energy for July. Let's go ahead and clarify. Let's clarify this. The Three of Cups come out, I'm going to flip out. Yeah, it's definitely you could be connecting with the Cancer, but you've got the Chariot here, which is about making decisive connection, being that strong person who's like, yeah, I can catapult you. I can take you here. It's also being very active, being a problem solver, right? If you are the one who is, people are coming to you for help, right? You also got the Ace of Wands, right? Which could indicate being very passionate about things, being able to show people what you're passionate about, like your friends, your family, and maybe even offering a solution. So maybe you could have a friend that's coming to you with a problem and you actually have an active solution to really like take them in a direction to solve their issues for them, right? With that Chariot. Chariot is about that movement, like being able to actively take somebody to a place, right? And it's your pleasure to do it with that Ace of Wands. You love to do it. And Virgo, at the end of the day, you are very much a service-oriented sign. So there's nothing better to ask of Virgo than for some help, right? Because Virgos love to be able to help, especially if they're in the position to do so, right? They love to be, you guys love to, not want to say like love to be needed, but it's also like knowing that you are just so practical and you're so efficient that you can, that it gives you great joy when people do reach out to you and trust your expertise to be able to help them with things. So I do see that being quite highlighted, and you're very happy about that in the month of July. So we shift on to August, right? It's late summer, okay? And what's happening now is you got some more Jupiterian energy, but this is in the Jupiter and Aquarius energy, okay? So what that could mean that you could have some expansive thoughts at this time, because Aquarius is very, it's a air sign that's high intellectual also. So you could be having really like unconventional ideas, or really like good ideas that are really quite innovative, right? As we see, like this is the card's name is talking about innovative, right? It's like not being with the status quo. So it's having thoughts. It's like having unique solutions to problems. Okay, it's having a unique solution. It's not going by the status quo and just doing what everyone else does. It's you utilizing your higher mind to come up with something that's specifically about whatever the problem is, okay? But let's go ahead and clarify this. And this could have something to do with this friend who's asking you for help in the month previous to this as well, in July, okay? Where you be coming up, like where you're initiating something in August with this Jupiter and Aquarius. But let's see. Let's see. Yeah, you're being extremely generous. We've got this charity card. This is the Six of Pentacles, which is all about sharing ideas, sharing resources, right? Sharing your life. There's something, sharing your knowledge, okay? It's like you're able there's something that you're able to do where you're able to give, right? You are the one that's giving at this time, and it has something to do with like your mental ability. There's something that you're able to intellectualize into a reality for somebody, because I think it's for somebody else. It's not necessarily for you. Okay, let's clarify that. Get one more card for this innovative energy. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, I don't know, you could be offering a place to stay with somebody, or just offering them something that's very practical. Giving them or equipping them with a skill that they are able to use in a way that they can market, okay? So it's not like whatever this is, that whatever this idea is and however you're helping, it's not just like throwing money at the issue. It's like maybe you're able to teach somebody something. Maybe you're, and it might have something to do with the home, because when I think about the Queen of Pentacles, it's like that home space, right? And being practical in that. But because it came with the Six of Pentacles, which is all about generosity and sharing and charity of some sort, you're able to really be, you're able to like, in some unique way, give something away that's going to be maybe even beneficial for you also, okay? So it's like through you helping someone, you also get some assistance in something as well. So that is your August. So now we're shifting into September. It's the end of the summer. Spring is almost here. You get into September, and then you get into this Mercury in Aries, okay? So Mercury is the planet of communication. It's like how we talk with each other, right? So when it's in Aries, like it's combustible almost. Like conversations here could be very busy, could be very impulsive in some way. You can have a very impulsive mind where you just have these ideas and you're like, okay, let's do it. It's like you're not like planning so much, you're just doing and thinking and just doing it immediately, okay? So there could be a tendency to have some restlessness. You could be highlighted to really just kind of write things down at this time, because you could really be forgetting some things. So you could have a lot of spontaneous ideas or a lot of spontaneous communication. You could have random communication, like you just at the store and you just meet somebody and y'all just have a 45-minute conversation about something so deep and heavy. Now all of a sudden they're your bestie for 2 weeks. You know, it's just something that's very wild happening in a very communicative way, where it just like suddenly happens, and it's a lot though. Okay, let's see what this is pertaining to, and this is for September. What is this pertaining to for our Virgos? Okay, you're not taking all of that. We're not taking all of that. So let's... What does this restlessness refer to for our Virgos? Okay. Yeah. So something about your passions, your hobbies even. You could be with the judgment. The judgment here could indicate you really being called to do something higher, do something greater. It's like, it's a calling though. Something that just like comes to you like, oh, I think I can do this, okay? And it definitely has something to do with your passions, your hobbies, something that you really enjoy. So you could be getting kind of restless because you're getting all of these ideas and you might not know the right way in which to channel it, right? So really at this time, write things down, keep calendars, write things on your calendar, but just try to organize your thoughts so that you can utilize this very active energy that can help you later. But you've got to be able to harness it and control it, okay? Because it's going to be really exciting. You're going to be really excited about doing these things and expanding, but your challenge this month is just going to be like tempering those ideas, okay? So that's your September. So next we get into your October. We dead up in the fall now. Leaves is falling from the trees if you're in Ohio or Massachusetts or whatever. Leaves are falling for the trees, and you get this energy of Mars and Scorpio. So I don't know who peed in your cereal, but Mars, remember, is like that aggressive energy. It's like how you get things done. But when it's in Scorpio, it has very deep, with that being a water sign, that's a very deep emotional water sign. You could be overcoming some emotional issues at this time, or you could be overcome with emotion where you're just acting purely on your emotions. The name of this card is revenge. So it's very possible that you could have a squabble or beef with somebody that makes you feel very intensely, and you are overcome with this idea to kind of act on your emotions, right? So it's really making sure that you temper yourself and not allow your emotions to get the best of you. So being careful in that when you know this kind of that you're in this kind of energy where you could be prone to perhaps act on your feelings in a way where you could regret later. But let's see what this is in regards to. What is this in regards to? Yeah, I don't know who, like I said, I don't know who peed in your cereal this month in October, but you got the Ten of Swords. It's like you want to get out of something. You need an exit strategy. Something hurts. Someone has hurt you. Someone has caused you some grief, and you really might be searching for some revenge at this time. This is being having a lot of anxiety, or just like ouch, like betrayal. I don't know if it's betrayal, but it's definitely negatively emoted. Okay, but I do predict that you will defeat this because you've got this victory. So whether you give into this emotion, if you give into the emotion, you are going to feel good about it, right? Because that six of wands is about victory, but it could also mean that you overcome the idea of needing to have revenge too. Either way, you're going to be quite satisfied with the results of whatever happens. So maybe you do get back at somebody and you're like, I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I chose to be petty. I'm so glad I chose violence today. You might be in that kind of energy when whatever happens in October happens, okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. Now, fall is here. We're just in winter, basically, because I think, look, November is basically winter. It's that fall, winter coming in. And here you settle into this moon in Pisces, okay? So after all of this revenge and heavy emotional scorpionic energy, you enter into this moon in Pisces, which is so empathic and really being sensitive to the needs of others. Okay, it's also a moon in Pisces it's very fitting too, because not only are you sensitive, but you could be sensitive to others around you, and you could really like utilize that and be influential in some way, because you are able to very easily tap into the needs and desires of other people. So let's clarify what this means for you. Let's clarify what this means. Yeah, there could be some conflict, some mental conflict here, okay? But you're able to kind of get through it by extending some empathetic. Yeah, and something comes to an end as well, okay? Because we're closing a chapter. You're ready for a new chapter to kind of come through. So what I kind of figure what happened in October bleeds into November, where you kind of change your perspective about things and you're like, oh, okay, well, you know, maybe I overreacted. I don't know, but whatever, that's over. I'm not going to react like this anymore. There's something that you've learned from this. There's something that's been completed as a result of this, and you're ready to move on. Okay. So drum roll, we end your year in December of 2024 with this Jupiter in Pisces energy. So this is a very interesting way to end the year. And as we said, Jupiter is about that expansive energy. So when it's in the sign of Pisces, it's kind of seductive. So it's like somebody getting used for ulterior motives. It's like they're trying to use their je ne sais quoi, their, you know, the like to kind of seduce you in some way to kind of get what they want. But it's also you could also indicate that like you are really honed in into people doing that. Okay, you understand, you're sensing like what people are like just so they can get ahead. So you could also, because you have this, you've coming in November with that empathy, you were really able to kind of tune into that a little quicker than you might have had in previously, because you've got this, you're like, nah, I know that this person is using me. I know. So there's something here that is very highlighted, and someone using somebody else, but there's definitely some ulterior motives. Okay. Let's clarify more about that. I'm really interested in this last card here. Okay. 3 of Wands. Whatever someone is doing, they're not going to get... If someone is trying to use you, you seeing right through it, and you are not allowing those ships to come in. You're blockading it. You're like, I'm not about to give you what you think that you got to... No. You're just like, no, you're not doing it. Interception, blocks, right? Because you can see through the BS. This is Piscean energy. This is the 7 of Cups, which is all about having rose-colored glasses, which is all about illusions, fantasies, things not being what they really seem, seeming like you have options, but do you really? Okay, so I see you ending that year with being really assertive, honestly. So you've got this, by the end of the year, I see this balance of you first going from like being angry, needing to get your revenge in some way, and then you kind of like shift into a more empathetic way of being, and then you shift into being able to spot when people are being manipulative in any way, shape, or form towards you, and what things that they might need from you. Okay, so dear Virgo, those were your messages on your yearly predictions from Tifa's Tarot. I hope this was helpful for anyone who actually listened to this message in its entirety. I wish you nothing but the best for 2024. And remember to subscribe, comment, like, do all of that jazz. Bookmark this video and watch it in December of 2024 and see if any of these predictions have come true for you. I'd really greatly appreciate it if you could just drop a little comment in there and let me know. Other than that, Happy New Year, and hope you guys have a beautiful day and the beautiful rest of 2023, or what we have left of it. Bye.